Scholarly articles go by a number of names: academic, peer-reviewed, ref-read, and journal. To search for scholarly articles in academic journals, I suggest going to library.appstate.edu. After all, you are paying for that resource. So on our library's homepage, zero in on APPSearch, which is front and center. AppSearch is the best way to look for keywords across the library's major databases. So in the search box, you will enter your topic. For me, of course, that is true crime podcasts. Right now, I'm not going to use any quotation marks. I'm not going to try to search for these words as a phrase, nor am I going to experiment with any truncation. I'm just going to throw these words out there and see what happens. And what happens is really encouraging. I have 35,000 results. And of course, they're not all going to be relevant and applicable to my work, but it's enough that I want to think about refining them and trying to get the best results possible. So to do that, I'm going to add 3 limits that are found on the left-hand side of your screen. The first limit is going to be by full text online. And as I make this limit, what I am telling the databases is that I only want articles that can be accessed right now. And this is a super helpful limit to use when you are writing a paper the night before it is due. Not that you're going to do that in RC 1000, but you definitely are going to do that at some point during your college career. And so in that moment of panicky productivity, it's always good to be able to get your hands on research as fast as possible. So full text online. The next limit is going to be by publication date, and I could choose, maybe the last 3 years, maybe the last 5 years. Those are very common. Or I could create a customized date range by pulling over from the left to the right. And of course, if you're doing the customized date range, it's because it makes sense for your project. A good rule of thumb for a more recent topic is to keep the search within the past decade. So as I add these limits, the page always reloads to the top, so I need to pull down again underneath full text online and underneath publication dates so that I can focus on source types. So I can click on Show More just to see all of the source types that are available to me. There are quite a few. And later on, I might want to check out the news articles or the magazine articles that are in our library's databases. But for right now, I know that our focus is scholarly articles, which are found in academic journals. And so I am going to update my search to reflect that. And now we can see that I have many fewer results. So at this point, I'm going to start going through my titles and look for words, phrases that are appealing to me and that align with the direction of my research as I understand it right now. So I see the second one is true crime podcasting about journalism or justice or entertainment, and that seems promising. So I'm going to add it to a folder by clicking on the folder icon just to the right-hand side of the screen. Doing this will allow me to keep scrolling through these results, but just to have marked that one so I can come back to it later. This third result also looks really interesting to me, examining the motivations in the true crime podcast audience. So I'm going to add that to my folder as well. And I am going to keep scrolling. What I know from using the library's databases for a number of years now is that many times the golden nugget is buried 10 results, even, in this case, 12 results down. So here, the invasive appropriation and exploitation of victims' rights within the genre. That seems like maybe something I would be interested in. So I know this may seem like painful advice, but I am suggesting that you look through your first 25 or so results, just to see what's there and to make sure that you don't limit yourself by choosing the first source that you see. Of course, if I were not finding anything, I could use the chat box, which is always on the screen somewhere, and I could ask a librarian for help. I have been very fortunate, so I don't need to do that right now. I'm going to scroll back up to the top of the screen where on the right-hand side, I can now go look at those articles that I marked and put into a folder. So I have 5, and oh my gosh, I just realized the time. I need to go do something else right now. So I'm going to select these and email them to myself. Like, I don't want to have wasted this time. I don't want to lose these sources, but I do need to get somewhere else. And so really quickly, let me just put in my email address. Spelling, haste makes waste, right? Give myself a subject, title, so that I will remember what this email is all about. So 5 articles for RC 1000 research. I don't think I want those to be in HTML text that's going to clutter up my inbox. PDF attachments would be really nice, and even nicer would be citations that are already created for me. So I'm going to click to get citations that are in the form of APA, the style of the American Psychological Association. That is the style that we will be using in this class. It is used in the field of education and by most of the social sciences. And now that email is in my inbox, I have 5 really promising articles, and I'm excited and I can move on to other things. Thank you so much for the time you've taken to watch this video. Best of luck with your initial searching for scholarly academic articles, and as always, reach out if you have questions.